This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
I'm Javier Soto with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. The Gila River Police Department and the FBI need help looking for the man who stabbed a woman outside the Wild Horse Pass Casino Saturday. She was attacked in the parking lot and is recovering in the hospital. Well, after that attack, officials say the man got back into the white pickup truck with no tailgate and drove off. If you have any information, call the FBI. A driver was arrested after a deadly crash involving a car and 3 motorcycles. This happened near 51st Avenue and Union Hills early yesterday morning. Police say the driver ran a red light and drove into the path of a group of motorcyclists. A 19-year-old motorcycle rider was killed. The driver of that car was arrested. Police say impairment is a possible factor. One of the last remaining Navajo code talkers, Samuel Sandoval, has died. He was one of the hundreds of Navajos who transmitted messages during World War II using a code based on their native language. Sandoval was 98 years old. There are now only 3 code talkers still alive. Well, tomorrow, Brittany Greiner is back in court for the first time since the U.S. announced a potential prisoner swap to get her home. Greiner has pleaded guilty to drug charges, telling a Russian judge she never intended to bring marijuana vape cartridges with her overseas. As for that prisoner swap, Russian officials haven't formally responded, but there are reports they are asking to add a convicted assassin to that prisoner swap.
I think what we're seeing now is that both parties are establishing sort of a left and right limit of where the negotiation is. But remember that Russia really has no incentive to move these negotiations forward and every incentive to drag things out.
Russian officials have said they wouldn't consider Greiner's release until her trial wraps up. That is expected sometime this month. Well, school districts and education leaders have looked into the latest data on the impacts of the pandemic on learning in the classroom. ABC 15 reporter Nicole Grigg with where educators hope this next year will go.
It's no secret that kids are behind in school, and this year educators are really hoping that they can bridge that education gap, and they hope that they'll see less students missing days of school this year. The latest research on kids in the classroom finding that students in early grades were hit hardest when it comes to learning, including in key subjects like language arts and math. The pandemic taking a toll on English learners, finding that students who were learning English fell behind the most, and the problem only grew more throughout the pandemic. Last school year, absences were a struggle for the classroom, from teachers out sick, not enough subs, and kids missing more school than usual because they were out. The Roosevelt superintendent talking about how this year will be the first year some kids are back an entire year.
For those students that are starting out as freshmen, the last year that they had that was uninterrupted by pandemic, they were 5th graders. And so there's a clear disruption to their livelihoods.
Another thing that school leaders also acknowledge this school year is that morale is high. They also say that they have different procedures and scenarios in place with how to respond to this pandemic. Reporting in Phoenix, Nicole Grigg, ABC 15 Arizona.
Well, after 2 years of declines this year, some Arizona colleges are seeing an uptick in college financial aid applications. It's a strong indicator that more students are looking to get a higher education. Pima Community College saw a 9% rise in FAFSA applications, and advisors are expecting substantially more from June and July.
Inflation has a huge impact on our college enrollment. I think students now see that they really can't get ahead in this environment if they work in low-wage jobs. And the best way to combat that is to, learn a skill, learn a trade, or get your degree.
Maricopa County community colleges have not seen any major increases, but they will have special enrollment hours for fall registration August 13th and 20th, where they can answer all your questions about classes and financial aid.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens, and temperatures getting a little hotter as we start this week. High pressure right overhead will also bring down our storm chances here in the valley, but we still got a slight chance tomorrow, a 10% shot of maybe seeing some evening storms here in the Phoenix metro area. We'll hit 100 by lunchtime, spend the rest of the afternoon in the triple digits, and as we take a look at that storm potential tomorrow, the best chances will again be in the higher terrain. So along the rim and across eastern Arizona, that's where we're most likely to see gusty winds, lightning, and pockets of heavy rain that could lead to flooding. Now, as we take a look at the next 7 days here, temperatures are going to hover right around 106 for Tuesday and Wednesday, 105 on Thursday, and 104 on Friday. Now, as we head into the weekend, the storm potential is going to start to ramp up again. We've got about a 40% shot at showers and thunderstorms for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.